There's nothing I love more than my oils. Oh, it's all about that peaceful inner state. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nixie Marie, your groovy guide to all things Feng Shui and holistic living. And of course, we have Tiger Lily here, or Tiga, who wants to come join us on today's video. She's always wanting to be on the camera. So she might be here making some noise in the background, but I think she kind of steals the show. Anything that has to do with mindfulness, peace, happiness, harmony, success, anything that has to do with your home, I'm your girl, and I'm here to rock your world and transform your home into a magical tool for you to create manifestation, your dreams, success, infinite possibilities, and most importantly, a happy home. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I got a question from a student of mine in one of my courses, and that was, how do you truly create a spiritual home? A home that has soul to it, a home that truly helps those sensitive people out there like myself have a calm nervous system and really feel like they have a space of refuge while out in the hustle bustle of the world, and can come home and not feel like there's more clutter, crap, chaos, things that you just don't want to deal with, and you have somewhere that you can call your sanctuary. What I want to share with you today are tips on how you can create a spiritual home, especially for those empathic souls out there in the world that need something to feel at peace when they arrive in their space. This process of creating a spiritual home generally involves mindfulness practices or creating sacred spaces in your environment so that you and your nervous system actually can feel at peace and at one with your atmosphere. One of my favorite rituals to do when I start the day, which is part of my morning routine, is to light an incense and let that burn throughout the morning along with a candle or some mantras, playing some music in the background. This really not only awakens me up, but it awakens my space. Something I don't think we often consider when it comes to discussing our morning habits or our morning routine is we focus on our body. Maybe it's waking up with lemon water or doing a workout. But one thing we don't discuss is, how do we wake up our home? How do we prime our home so that we can be set up for success for the following day or the day of when we wake up? And when we don't have a home that is setting us up for success, guess what happens? We face burnout, low productivity levels, lack of focus, lack of motivation, sometimes anxiety, depression, you name it. There are a lot of things that our environment can begin to affect us on a soul level, a spirit level, when we are not mindful of how we are tending to our spaces, or specifically just having a sacred container for us to go within and do that inner work. So here are a few things that I would suggest for you to do to create a spiritual home that has some soul to it. Number one, creating a sacred space. This can be an altar space somewhere in your home, a tight little corner, or an entire room devoted just to this. But it is so vital and necessary to have a space for you to go to when you want to journal, have a gratitude list, do your rituals, sing your mantras, or repeat your affirmations, somewhere where you can sit and be with yourself. This is important because when we don't have somewhere where we can go that feels safe or that reminds us to be in devotion to ourselves, it is really an act of creating good spiritual hygiene for our inner selves. We live in a world where everything is always on the focused out. How do we look versus how do we feel? So this sacred space allows us to go within and see what is going on the inside. How is the inner world impacting the outer reality that I have? So whether it be a meditation pillow that you create in a tiny corner with a candle, or whether it's elaborate as an entire room devoted to your yoga, meditation, qigong, or whatever practice that brings you to the seat of your power, this is going to be the first thing that I would highly recommend doing, is creating a container in your home that is sacred, that feels as if you are walking into a temple, a sacred site, but it's your home and it's a space for you to feel safe and go within. Number 2 is incorporating plants and natural elements into your home. In Feng Shui, we work with the 5 elements: earth, fire, metal, water, and wood. And all of these elements are a symbiotic representation of the productive cycles in nature. So by incorporating natural elements into our space, this helps not only increase good air quality or the overall life and life of the energy and the elements around you, but it creates a sense of calm and peace. There is actually some scientific studies that show plants can help soften and ease anxiety, also depression. They just create happiness in a space because it's something that you're also tending to. So it's something for you to focus out. And if you're not a plant mom yet, start small, start with a pathos or something that doesn't require a ton of work so that you can tend to your environment and also therefore tend to yourself. If you have a home that cannot invite plants into your space, putting elements like ceramics, earthy paintings, things that remind you of the earth are going to be a great way to, instead of adding plants, bringing in those earthy elements in. Bringing in these nature elements also can have a significant grounding effect. I don't know about you, but every now and then I need to go out in nature on a hike and hug a tree. It helps me remove all the negative energy. I ask for the earth to just hold me and take all that negative energy or toxic thought patterns or worries or fears or doubts or whatever is coming up for me in that moment. I just ask for the tree to take it and transform it into a beautiful butterfly. So why not bring some of nature's grounding elements into our homes by adding tall plants or a bamboo backdrop or more bamboo, more wood, anything that has to do with bringing nature into your home. You could even go on a nature hike and bring something that really spoke to you, whether that be a rock, a stone, a branch, a staff, something that is in nature, bringing it into your space. Maybe you can even bring in a nature altar and just honor the goddess, the Gaia, the Mother Earth that is around us everywhere, but maybe not in your home. Number 3, choose calming colors in your space. If you are someone who easily gets burnt out, is easily distracted, someone who can't quite finish one project to the next, am I talking about myself? Maybe. I would absolutely suggest putting calm colors in your space. Calm colors like blues, dark grays, beiges, things that are gonna help ease the mind. We don't wanna add too much of the fire element, which would be like reds, purple, burgundies, oranges. Those are colors we wanna tread lightly with in our spaces because this can activate the fire element within us. Now, when it comes to our office spaces, this is a great place to put maybe fire element if we need that motivation. But if we're feeling burnout in our jobs and we're not happy, then adding fire element is not the best way. So we want to add water elements and earth elements to really soften the energy around our space. A really great way and simple thing to do is paint one wall like a light blue or a very, very beautiful natural beige, sort of a sand color. This will instantly change the space. Another great thing to do is add a rug. Add a rug to soften the energy around your space, a light gray, a blue, pastel color, just to bring in those soft, warm colors to help ease your mind. Number 4, declutter. Be in a system of ritual with decluttering. I say this all the time, but this is like the first step when you're getting into Feng Shui, because what happens is you don't just look at clutter from a perspective of it's just stuff. You start to look at clutter on how it is connected to what's going on in the mind, in the body, in the soul, in the spirit. Everything that we have in our external environment is connected to what's going on in here. So when we're talking about decluttering, we are actually going to be seeing some massive transformation happening when we start to let go of things that no longer serve us and step into our true form of alignment within our space. We have to think about all the stuff that we have around us. It doesn't come with us when we die. When we transcend into the infinite eons of time and whoever we come back at, as if we believe in that reincarnation, we don't actually take any of the stuff with us. We only take this vessel. This is all that comes with us. So we leave everything behind for everyone else. Decluttering has so much impacts on our lives and the lives of others. So think of that when you are going through your space and going through your declutter process and implementing a system so that you're constantly in motion with your decluttering. It is a devotion. It is nothing that's going to happen overnight. We bring in more things, we've got to let go of things, and it's got to be that ritual. And also, I've created a 7-day declutter planner, which is a free PDF guide that you can download to help you on your declutter journey. I will include the link in the description section below. Number 5, scents, aromas, essential oils, candles, incense, sage, Palo Santo, you name it. Our senses, our scent is such a perfect tool to use when we are talking about creating a spiritual home. When you walk into your space, is there a foul odor? Gross, nobody wants that. That doesn't create a calming environment. You know, trash that maybe has spoiled and it's creating a weird funky smell, or something in your fridge that's gone bad and you just haven't dealt with it. These are, you can look at it from both a good angle and a negative angle, where it comes into bad smells versus good smells. And we want to surround our home with good smells, good scent that really lift up our spirits. So burn that incense, light that candle, light the sage, and burn away those bad vibes. We have no time for those bad smells, and it actually creates stagnant negative chi in the space. So good smells can play a number of an effect when it comes to creating a spiritual home. Now, one thing I will add about scents is some of us are a little more sensitive to smells. So be mindful about what type of scents you're bringing in. Make sure they're natural, organic, and something that's not going to irritate you or anyone else in the household. Number 6, I'm going to tell you something that should be number 1 actually, and that is Feng Shui. Feng Shui is probably one of the more spiritual things you can do in your home. While it's not to be considered a religion or a spiritual practice per se, what I believe to be spiritual is how we interact with spirit or the energy around us. And that is exactly what Feng Shui brings. So if you're interested in bringing all of that, spiritual, good energy, high vibes into your space, Feng Shui can be an amazing tool for you to begin to learn. If anything, Feng Shui is just an incredible tool for you to apply in your home to align you and your home with the nature cycle and the elements and create harmony and peace in your environment. Number 7, how often do you create boundaries with your technology? This is something that I don't think we're all looking at all. Do you shut off your Wi-Fi at the end of the night? Do you turn off your phone or leave it in another room? There is something to be said for when we have boundaries with the technology and the EMFs that are constantly being exposed to us. So if you're someone who has high levels of anxiety, depression, or you just have a lot of buzz going on in that mind of yours, I would absolutely advise to turn your cell phones, your computers, your technology, your Wi-Fi off. Have restrictions around how much you actually expose yourself to these EMFs, because guess what? They're affecting us more than we really know. And it's important that we have boundaries with them. Number 8, we're gonna go back to the senses here, but instead we're gonna go to our ears and sound. We want to incorporate sound into our environment, especially because this can help calm the nervous system. And also it's said to promote certain frequencies of sound can promote massive amounts of healing. If you are someone who's going through a lot, whether that be health, toxic relationships or toxic careers, something that's going on in your life, or maybe you already have a lot of positive energy going on and you want to keep and maintain that positive energy, sound is an incredible way to uplift your space and bring that spiritual soul essence of your home into your environment. You can do this by using wind chimes, sound baths, playing mantras, beautiful loud music of the love frequency. You can also apply sound in terms of, white noise when you sleep, or meditations, anything that really calms your nervous system, not something that's too loud and high in frequency in terms of being like high pitched, something that's going to really calm your nervous system and make you feel good in your space. Another way you can incorporate sound and the water element is by inviting a water fountain into your space. This year in 2023, the best place to put your fountain is in the North Gua considering you understand the Bagel map. But basically, if you don't know anything about the Bagel map, you can place your fountain in the north area of your home, and you can find that by looking at your compass to see where the north section is. Number 9, personalize your living space. Your home should be a mirror reflection for you and your spirit. Place objects, items, artwork, colors that are going to be you, whether it's bold and loud or quiet and soft. But when it comes to the spiritual side of you, what does your spirit need? What does your heart need to be surrounded by? And make sure that your home represents that. And last but not least, number 10, have a cleansing ritual for your space. Make sure that on a monthly basis, you do a smoke cleansing, a purifying, something that allows for you to clear the energy from that month. I usually kind of like to start with the first of each month so that I'm not bringing all of last month's energy into the new month. And I kind of create this blank canvas in my home so that the energies are new, they're fresh, because we always get that like, it's a new month, it's a new vibe. And even though time is irrelevant and we created the calendar system, it still sets a precedent on creating new energy, because energy builds up. In our space, energy builds up, it builds up, it builds up, and then it accumulates, and it will just stay stuck if we don't move it. So have a cleansing ritual that is something you do on a regular basis to create a good energy around your space and a spiritual home. Creating a spiritual home is really about listening to your soul. It's about listening to what you really need and applying all of that into your life. So maybe it's a couple of these things that I listed that really landed for you. Go apply them, get active in it, and see what magic you create when you listen to your soul and you get to create this beautiful temple that is your home, that you're proud of, that you're excited to come home to. You're excited to show your friends. You want to bring them over. You want them to come and see the magic that you have created in the environment around you. That's it for now today, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or as my little sister likes to say, which I know you might be watching my videos, she says, smash that subscribe button and follow me, and write any comments or questions you have down below in the comment section about Feng Shui. Anything you have, I love to hear it. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week for another Feng Shui Fridays.